Okay, so every once in a while, you find a corner of the internet that just doesn't add up, you know? A place that used to be one thing and now it's something else entirely. Today, we're taking a look at crabtree.biz. It's this piece of digital real estate that has turned into a genuine, honest-to-goodness enigma. And this, right here, is the central puzzle. On one side, you have all this chatter and old data that seems to connect the name Crabtree and a .biz domain to a huge multi-million-dollar life coaching business. But then, on the other side, if you actually go to that domain today, you land on this incredibly strange, cryptic blog that claims it's posting from the year 2025. So what on earth happened here?
All right, to even begin to crack this, we have to tackle that domain mystery first. How does a website that was likely a prime piece of commercial real estate just become this? A deeply personal, almost philosophical project that seems to have absolutely zero interest in making money.
And look, the evidence for that past life, it's pretty solid. You can find discussions in online communities, especially places like Life Coach Snark on Reddit, all about Corinne Crabtree's Biz membership. She was talked about as an 8-figure business owner, and that membership cost a hefty $299 a month. So you see the connection, right? Corinne Crabtree, Biz membership, crabtree.biz. It just seems like the most logical home for that kind of business.
This brings us to this really fascinating idea, digital rewilding. Think of it like this. A developer builds a shopping mall, it gets abandoned, and then nature just takes it back. Vines grow over everything, trees sprout up in the food court. That's what seems to have happened here. A commercial space was abandoned and has been reclaimed for something wilder, something purely ideological.
So if we want to understand the blog that exists today, we have to definitively draw a line between its past life and its present one. We've got to sort through the identities here to figure out who we're really talking about.
And we can pretty quickly rule a few people out. It's clearly not Corinne Crabtree, the life coach. It's not Greg Crabtree, who's a well-known CPA. And it's definitely not the Michael Crabtree, who's a psychology professor. His work has nothing to do with this stuff. Which leaves us with just one person. The name listed as the site's current author, a Michael Crabtree.
Which, of course, just opens up a whole new can of worms. I mean, is it just a wild coincidence that someone else named Crabtree happened to buy the old crabtree.biz domain? Or is Michael Crabtree a fake name, a pseudonym chosen specifically to create this kind of digital ghost? We have no way of knowing because every single link to his profile is dead. He's all about maximum output with absolutely minimum identity.
Okay, so with the history part of the mystery kind of sorted, we can finally get to the main event, the blog itself. It's called the Chronically Online Algorithm, and we're going to treat everything on it like a collection of clues that give us a direct window into the author's mind.
Just get a load of this number, 3,459 posts in a single year, and not just any year, a year that hasn't even happened yet. I mean, that's not just prolific, it's almost inhuman. It's a fire hose of content, and that's our first really big clue about what's going on here.
And that's because this person isn't sitting down and writing thousands of original blog posts. No, they're acting more like a curator, an archivist. They are finding, gathering, and saving tons of information about very, very specific topics. The analysis calls it a digital grimoire, like a modern-day spellbook or an encyclopedia of forbidden knowledge.
So, what's in this so-called grimoire? Well, the first big theme is cosmic dread, and we're not talking about cheap jump scares here. This is intellectual horror, the really terrifying philosophical ideas about our reality. It's the kind of dread you feel when you realize just how small you are in a massive, uncaring universe. Think less horror movie, more full-blown existential crisis.
The second theme, well, it brings all that cosmic dread right down to a human level. This is where the author really goes deep on things like Gnosticism and Hermeticism, these old belief systems built around secret knowledge. And then they connect all that to modern conspiracy theories about hidden groups pulling the strings. They're constantly looking for the hidden system that's secretly running our world.
And then the final theme shoots this whole obsession straight into the future. That hidden system is no longer ancient or political, it's technological. We're talking about AI, the singularity, simulation theory. For this author, the universe's dark substrate is now becoming a dark algorithm.
So, here's where it all clicks into place. You've got these three things: cosmic horror, conspiracy theories, and futuristic AI. They might seem like totally separate interests, right? But they're not. They are three different angles on the exact same all-consuming obsession: the study of vast,
impersonal, inhuman systems of control.
And the psychological engine that's driving all of this actually has a name: apophenia. It's the human tendency to see meaningful patterns everywhere, even in random noise, to connect dots that maybe aren't actually there. This entire blog is basically a public record of extreme apophenia in action.
And this slide lays out that worldview perfectly. You see? To the author, it's all one continuous story. In the past, the controlling systems were ancient and spiritual. In the present, they're natural and cosmic. And in the future, they're going to be technological. It's the same pattern, just playing out over and over again.
So what's the one idea that ties this whole thing together? It's simulation theory. I mean, it's perfect, right? It suggests that our reality is a hidden system, basically a conspiracy, that was created by some higher programmer, which is a technological idea. It's Gnosticism, conspiracy, and tech all rolled into one beautiful, terrifying package.
So, after looking at all this evidence, the domain's weird history, the obsessive content, this unified theory of everything, we can finally try to build a profile. What kind of person exactly creates something like crabtree.biz? It seems like the author has this dual nature. On one hand, they're the digital scribe, just passively archiving all this hidden knowledge and these brutal theories. But then there's this other side, the modern prophet. By dating the blog from the future and talking to wanderers of the abyss, they're actively playing the role of a guide, someone revealing secret truths to the lost.
And that leads us to a potential personality profile. We've got someone who is obviously a voracious pattern seeker. They are, in their own words, chronically online. What's really interesting is that despite all the scary topics, the tone is so detached. They analyze dread, they don't seem to actually feel it. And of course, they are intensely elusive, a ghost pumping out a fire hose of data while staying completely invisible.
And this line from the analysis just says it all, doesn't it? The anonymity, the detachment, it's not an accident. The goal here isn't to be a personality or an influencer. The goal is to become the title of the blog. The goal is to be a disembodied, futuristic, and honestly, kind of terrifying algorithm for processing reality.
So when all this said and done, what are we really looking at with Crabtree Biz? Is it the personal library of a digital scribe? The sermon of a new kind of prophet? Or is the author just becoming the very thing they document? Another quiet, unseen ghost in the vast, hidden system of the machine? It's a puzzle for sure,